Welcome everyone to the latest episode of the Testing Room, where three of the gaming industry's best video game consultants who have never actually consulted on a video game bring you new topics each and every week. As always, I'm Alex, aka the Gauzefather.
I'm Christian, aka Sudoku45.
I'm Prestone, aka Funkadelic Jedi.
Yeah. We have a new episode for you this week.
Ended it there. I'm Prestone, period.
Hard stop. Speaking of Prestone, we always like to kick our episodes off by seeing what's going on in Preston's comment corner.
Yes, let's get through this. Comment corner. If you hear me pause for a minute, just know that I am coughing my balls off. I was recently sick the other day, so speaking for an extended period of time can start getting this little guy a little tickle, and I might start coughing. So
It's connected to your balls, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you ever cough your balls off? It's something else. All right, comment from Jake from the top 10 PS2 games. This is probably in order for me, and you guys are probably going to roast me, but the PS2 wasn't one I played like many other consoles. So, honorable mention, Conflict Desert Storm. Number 10, Army Men at Air Attack 2. Number 9, The Sims 2. Number 8, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 01.
Tiger Woods were great games. They were always better Wii versions, but they were good games.
Oh, sure, if you get emotion, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, Madden 03. Number 6, Destroy All Humans. Very fun game.
That's a good game.
Number 5, Spyro, A Hero's Tale. Number 4, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3. Number 3, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. Number 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And number 1, Seek and Destroy. I've never seen this Seek and Destroy. I gotta look it up.
I'm gonna look that up too.
Christian, you were making a face while those were being read.
Yeah. This game's Metacritic score is a 63.
It looks alright. It's like if World of Tanks
this is a
was
tank
made
fighting game,
in
it looks
the
like.
early aughts.
All right.
I will say the Japanese name for this game is way better. Shin Combat Choro Q.
Oh, yeah.
So this game is part of the Choro Q series.
It was on the Amiga CD as well.
Wow.
Played better on the Amiga CD. I don't know if you can put that in your top 10.
Yeah, Well, great news, Jake. Your best game on the PS2. If you're ever looking for it, eBay has a brand new or like new mint copy for $6.99. So
It's a steal. Some Steam games don't even get this.
That's actually a really good price.
Say it, dude. I mean, it sounds like a slam dunk. Yeah, that list is your list. You can do whatever you want with it. It's the games that are most important to you.
You know what it didn't have though, and I applaud this. No Max Payne.
Yeah. Well, as we have learned, it might not be the best place to play Max Payne. Yeah. I'm surprised.
To be fair, I don't know if any of Alex's issues with that game were part of it being part of the PS2.
A lot of my issues with that game were being a part of PlayStation, but also cables. I'm surprised we didn't put any Ratchet and Clanks in our original one. But again, I'm much like
that's because Jack and Daxter's the better platformer.
Sure, yeah, but I'm a Ratchet and Clank guy, but I didn't start playing those until PS3. So.
So the one that's on there.
Yeah, the one, and then the remake or remaster.
One on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, continuing on. Tori chimes in. Dino Zoo, Dino Zoo, Dino Zoo! I'm so excited for Jurassic World Evolution 3. Loved everything they did in the past 2. Can't wait for the all-new stuff they're adding to the third one. We get baby dinosaurs. I'm a sucker for Build a Zoo game. Planet Zoo is a lot of fun, but Zoo Tycoon 2 was my jam. Had the ultimate collection. I played the heck out of that on my PC back in the day. All right, and then
all of the
Go ahead.
sorry, all of the Tycoon games actually are insanely good.
I did the roller coaster ones a lot. Yeah,
the roller coaster ones are great. The zoo one's cool too. I remember, I could be wrong, but I remember there was like the games would have this crazy stuff where it would just like things would happen. Like the zoo ones, like if like lions got out, it's like it would just like a little like exclamation point would show up on your map, and then you get over there and it's like lions are attacking your customers, and you're like holy shit. And then you get over there and there's just like little characters being fucking ripped apart or whatever. And you're like what the fuck? Or like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is like if you don't finish a roller coaster, it's just like yep, there it goes, boom, right off the tracks. Like it just is. See ya.
You could shoot it into neighboring parks and it would bring down their rating because people would be dying in theirs and not in yours.
Yeah, it was those Tycoon games, man. They were way better than they had any right to be. Those there were some good ones there.
You said zoo so much in my brain. All I could hear was the scene from New Girl, where Winston's reading Nick's book and it's zombie zoo. Let those damn zombies out that zombie zoo.
Yeah.
Okay. I just caught up on the past few episodes of the pod and just finished the PlayStation 2 game list. And Jake's question in today's prologue had me wondering, do y'all have any favorite video game openings? Even if you don't really like the games attached to, the opening gets you. Kingdom Hearts was brought up in the PS2 episode, and with all problems the game has, that opening gets me every damn time. Or openings you hate that just made you not even want to play the game. The opening to a game can definitely make or break it.
I mean, arguably the best opening on the PS2 was Final Fantasy X. It's
a good
still
opening.
It's an incredible opening, and it's
well. Now hold on, because I don't know that Final Fantasy 1 counts because you start to play the game before that happens.
You run forward and talk to one person.
No, you talk.
Where
to,
you going? You're like,
no,
you're
you talk to multiple people.
Sign.
You talk to the fucking kids that are like, teach
like,
us how to blitz. They do that whole thing. Then you talk to the teenagers that are like, oh my god, Titus, you're so hot.
It's in one little condensed. Dude, it is absolutely.
And then you have to sit there and go through the whole thing. Then you even get a save spear. You have to walk all the way up to the front of the building and get in, and then the first cutscene plays.
It's an opening.
Whereas Kingdom Hearts, when you press the start button, the cutscene starts. I'm just saying.
Don't worry about it, Alex. I'm on your side with this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Kingdom Hearts is the best one. So
it's a good one. I was kind of diving through some of these. The Last of Us, real fucking strong opening, super fucking strong opening. Probably one of like the most emotional openings I've ever had in a video game was The Last of Us Part 1, if you will. God of War 3. Like, just being on Gaia at the very beginning of the game was pretty fucking sweet.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I will say, Final Fantasy X is a very strong one. Kingdom Hearts is a very strong one. I would go, if I was doing like a third, like a top three, it'd probably be those. And then, honestly, Ghost of Tsushima's late title card is probably one of the best ones. It was masterfully done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of bad ones.
Yeah, I mean, I was even trying to think of just good ones in general. Like, well, what would like kind of what you guys are debating with Ted? Like, what do you consider an opening? Like, is it this and that? And so, like, I just went through a couple. Like, I tried to look up some articles on best openings, so I kind of get like a little refresher. But like, Skyrim, you have the whole opening with you sitting in the cart and everything. That's pretty iconic.
Yeah, it is iconic in that like a lot of people meme it up, but I
wouldn't consider it. Yeah.
The thing is that I don't really think that one's that great. I think I have a better memory of the Randy Savage mod that you can do with that one. Where, and honestly, the guy's head is on the chopping block and you hear, oh, the macho man's coming. It's like the whole thing.
And honestly, the memes that have come from that are better
Then the
actual,
yeah, I
like,
agree.
opening itself,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
We have the Force Unleashed, the first one. You start off as Darth Vader on Kashyyyk, and then you're just fucking plowing through everything.
That one's
as
pretty
Darth
cool.
Vader. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That one's pretty cool. I'm trying to think like bad ones I can't really think of like.
Yeah, I can't.
Because I feel like I don't know that I've ever had a game have such a poor opening that I was like, maybe I should just set this down and be done. I've either had openings be really, really great or openings that were really like, yeah, that's fine.
Or nothing openings,
And then,
yeah.
Yeah, just like nothing. And then
What about Bioshock?
I've never had one that
Alex?
like actively put me off.
What about what, Preston?
Bioshock. You consider that a good opening?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I think
That
despite the damage,
that's a really good one when your plane crashes and then you just like hit the elevator and get to see Rapture. Honestly, I think that whole intro from the first 10 minutes of gameplay when you come out and are actually introduced to Rapture with like the splicer running around and stuff is a great one. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, despite the damage that BioShock Infinite did to BioShock 1 by trying to retcon all of that shit and like make it so that game was all Elizabeth's fault, which is like, you know, that's a choice. But if you take BioShock 1 in a vacuum, that intro still is incredible.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's great.
I think they had a cool opening in Infinite to show the city in the clouds, but
Yeah.
it was just kind of
That's-
like a redo of
Ooh, you want to
Beyond
know a recent one that we all loved? Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
on the ship.
Yeah,
On the-
dude, that
oh, and
shit,
when-
that is...
When the Nautiloids are coming around,
Well,
like,
even just the
snapping
cutscene,
people.
right? Yeah, when he's
they're
just fucking
snapping-
pull like jing,
Yep.
jing, and then they're just warping through shit. Very cool.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yeah. We'll mull that over. If we can figure out any more by next week, we'll let you know.
But we should do a top 10 of that one day. That'd be a fun one.
Let's just do it
Maybe
for
some-
next week for like the beginning, so that way we have a solid answer for Tori next week. We'll do some research.
Okay.
We'll do some homework. All right, to finish off the comments, yay, Spooky Game Tober. I have a suggestion for maybe next October or a side quest one day. I would
Okay.
love to see the three of you play Phasmophobia together. The co-op paranormal hunters game. I feel like that would be very entertaining for us, the listeners, to see and hear about. Till next time, Tori.
If we can get that set up on the stream, that'd be fun. We can do that.
Yeah, do like one of those. Yeah, we need to do one of those like group streams one of these days. Either one of those where like you climb up and co-op it, or yeah, something like that. To where
The peak or
nice little
whatever,
co-op
yeah.
stream.
I really wanted to play that Chained Together game. I thought would be fun.
Yeah, I saw Travis playing that with a couple of his previous podcasts.
Yeah, that's
buddies.
two. That's only 2 players, though, right?
No,
No, I think it's
more.
up to 4.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
before, yeah. It's multiple. Yeah. You want to see us get pissed off at each other really easily. Yeah, that was play that game. Yeah, that's it for the comment corner.
I have a question for the comment corner. I was going to comment and I just decided not to.
Give me
know.
a comment. You're gonna be here. You can chime
That's-
in during the corner.
That's what I
You should
thought.
be doing comments because it helps boost engagement.
I know.
Unbelievable.
With YouTube's new
I know.
programming, it's dropped a lot of people's engagement. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I know. Honestly, it was just how's everybody feeling about the news and the repercussions of EA going private and selling to a consortium of Jared Kushner, Mohammed bin Salman, and private equity?
I hate it.
You and I have been saying this a lot this week, and it seems like it just keeps happening. But I think in these economic, tumultuous times that we find ourselves in, I think it is extremely honorable and cool of these companies to give you a reason to not give them your money and
It makes it
save
easy.
you money in the long run. It's great news. I think when I saw that news about EA getting bought out, I was like, man, it just makes it so that I don't have to buy any of your fucking games anymore. Thank you so much. And then today, with the other news of Microsoft upping the price of Game Pass, I was like, great, I never have to pay for that fucking service now. Awesome.
And you
like,
got Sucker Punch coming up, be like, "Hey, we fired somebody for a comment on social media." I'm like, "Cool. Guess I don't really need to
yeah,
buy
great. Guess I don't have to
Game
worry about
yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima too. Thanks, guys. Like, it makes it very easy. I love when companies do that, so I'm all for it, man. You want to, because honestly, I say that in a slightly like, you know, like I guess like flippant manner about it, because like I mostly don't give a fuck about EA's offerings, so it's also very easy for me to be like, you know, whatever. I'm sure for people who, you know,
like myself,
try to vote with their wallet, but like, well, I mean, like Ghost of Tsushima was an actual bummer for me, right? Like I'll bring that one up, right? Like I was looking forward to that game, but seeing them bend the knee and do that whole dumb shit they did with that artist that has been there for over fucking 10 years, by the way. It was like, well, I was really looking forward to that game. I thought it was going to be cool. I really liked the first one, as I just mentioned about it, how cool I thought it was. And I'm not gonna do it. Like,
I'll wait to find a used copy at this point. Yeah, so it sucks though, because like EA, they make those Jedi games like Survivor and Fallen Order, which means that the third one may be made and released under their, you know,
it definitely ownership. Will be, but yes.
And I'm like, God fucking damn it! It's like, you're gonna make me like not pay for these games, and like, am I gonna wait for it to be used? Am I not? It's like, it's a whole thing. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
my sister texted me about this. My sister, who's like barely into video games at all, she's like, "What the fuck is I hear about this bullshit with EA?" She's like, "Does that mean I'm not getting Sims games anymore?" It's like, no, it just means that they would be owned by a murderer. So like, depends how you feel about that. If it's like, well, I guess I'm not getting the doggy DLC pack or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's up to you totally. But like, yeah, like someone who never talks about video games, my sister is like knows about this.
Yeah,
it is. It has been really easy for me recently to save money, which has been wonderful. Like, honestly,
keep fucking up
and not regret decisions. Like, you know, we talked about this. I finally got around to packing up the Xbox, and it's going to get sent in tomorrow, to trade in and stuff. And like, I don't regret my decision, because I'm not going to pay for the more expensive
$30 a month.
Hey man, premium games, premium games,
Game Pass Ultimate.
But like, I also think, I don't want to get too far into it, but there's just such a bigger, I think, repercussions to this purchase. I mean, people are going to lose jobs, right? Like $20 billion in debt they're adding onto this company. Yeah. So like, immediately private equity, like people are losing jobs.
Like crazy.
And now...
I'll tell you, I mean, like, also, just for people, like I've worked up until just recently, most of the jobs that I've held in the industry that I work in have all been for companies that are a part of private equity. And I'll just tell you, like, as somebody who works in there, it's fucking awful. It's bad. And you are always, always on edge, because you are one bad decision away from not making the pocketbook line up directly and just getting laid off. Like the last company I worked for, I told you guys about this. I'm not going to say any names about it, but like, when I got hired, there was 300 people that got hired with me that were also part of I was not part of this. I was in a separate department, but they were creating this like brand new sales department that was supposed to be happening over, you know, like some new line of business that they were trying to do. And 6 months into me being there, they fired all of them because they just decided that it wasn't making enough money fast enough. And so it had to die. And so 300 people right out the fucking door. And that's the story with private equity. That's all they do. They build up to try to get as much profits as possible. And then right when they've decided that they think they have a well-oiled machine, they cut as much as they physically can so that they can get the most profits possible out of it. And it's going to be bad for all of these people.
Which also means like the monetization in those video games is just going to be off the charts and other stuff, because that's a lot of debt to take on, right? So there's that. Also, it's just weird from an American perspective. We know the things with Mohammed bin Salman in the past, but like recently bought up things like the WWE, or you know, paid for WrestleMania, whatever deal they have.
Esports World Cup they own now too,
right? And it's interesting to me that like people that run the WWE just happen to be in the cabinet of a specific country's president, and then like the person going in on this deal with that fund just so happens to be the son.
Now hold on, Alex. Are you insinuating here?
I'm just insinuating that we're letting certain countries really cleanse themselves of the bad stuff by owning a lot of things that people like. We're also giving them a lot of information because remember, like EA, you have to have an EA account for a lot of games. Dragon Age, all these other games that they have, like people log in to stuff. That's a lot of data.
Madden,
FIFA,
that
you're giving. It's a lot of data you're giving to carry over content, to buy stuff. It's just a lot of information to give people in power, and I don't know. It's yeah. Anyway, I won't be buying any of those games, so it's easy. But it goes, in my opinion, it goes much deeper than just they make video games now they're owned by somebody. It's like, where is this money and data going?
Well, and you even saw like Preston and I complained about this, but the same company that is doing the EA buyout is also the same one that owns SNK, right? Mm-hmm. And that was when the new City of Wolves game was coming out, and Preston and I were like, well, we're not going to buy it, but it does look cool, and blah, blah, blah. You know, we were just talking about it. And then they announced the extra things that they were, and before this game came out, all the representatives of this company were like, this will never influence us. We are still SNK. We are only doing what we want. Blah, 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 blah. And then the first 2 characters that get announced for this game that are going to be like the final, roster slots for the base game. And they were a DJ of some fame that apparently is like a huge fan of SNK. So congrats to him for getting it in, I guess.
Get for that, yeah.
But then the next one was fucking Ronaldo. And
interesting. Where does Ronaldo play soccer right now?
I've heard. I don't know. You know what? You are the soccer fan, so hopefully you can confirm this for me. I heard he's playing in the Saudi league.
He's playing in the
Interesting.
Saudi league, and he has
weird.
For a few years. Yep.
Yeah. Weird. And I remember that he also had some allegations of some uncool kind that were against him too. That still somehow
may or may not
did not disqualify him.
Yeah.
Yeah, still did not disqualify him from getting in this game. And also, he knows nothing about SNK. He does not care about fighting games. There's not a single part of him that has probably ever touched anything. But I'm sure SNK wanted him to be in there just because they were fans of him, this Japanese company. I'm positive that it was just because they were all Ronaldo super fans and had nothing to do with the fact that they are completely owned by a Saudi murderer subsidiary company. I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. So whatever. I don't know, dude. It's just so frustrating when people just can't even see that stuff. But like that. But it's gonna be that on a micro scale, right? So to Alex's point, like all these people at EA now for any of the games, like especially like it's just that's what you're gonna be seeing is people having to do things like I would not be surprised if, because The Sims, for instance, Preston, you brought up The Sims. The Sims is pretty, let's say, for lack of a better word, liberal about what they allow in that game.
To a point, yeah.
And well, I mean, they're
not very LGBTQ like positive, put it that way.
Sure, but there is still things that they allow that I think are not...
They would not, yes. Yeah.
Correct. And it will be very interesting to see how the next Sims game pulls off any of that stuff. Or, for instance, how hard they crack down on the modding community, who does include a lot of those things that aren't already in the base game. And EA, so far, kind of just lets that modding community do what they want and does not ever care and never says anything and just sort of says, yep, you do what you want. Like, we're not going to put that, but we, hands off, doesn't matter, doesn't bother us. And I guarantee you that we'll be seeing some cease and desists on a lot of those people now going forward. Yeah, I don't know. Sucks.
It does suck. Everything is just going awful. That's why right now I'm stocking up on preserved games on my PC and Steam Deck and other places. So if anything ever happens, look, man, I'll move to everything I preserved in live service, being like Final Fantasy. And if anything ever happens to Final Fantasy, then it'll all be preserved games. It's fine. It's fine.
There's enough game companies out there, enough games coming out in a daily basis, if not weekly to monthly, that you have other options. Now, there are things that you're going to love. Preston loves his Star Wars. It's gonna really suck. I'm glad that EA doesn't have full like licensing for Star Wars games anymore, so that makes me happy.
No, you're right. You're right. The Disney company that just got rid of Jimmy Kimmel and then
I was
had to
gonna
bring him back
say
into the backlash
Disney's
is the one
also
that has it.
involved
So
onto this
you're
as well.
right.
So you're gonna find something that you love that's owned by somebody shitty. Okay, it's gonna happen sooner or later. It's just not gonna be. Yeah, nothing's gonna stop that. So it's just. In this day and age, whatever makes you happy, whatever can get you through in life, feel free to do what you need to do. If you want to buy a Star Wars game, even though you hate Disney and EA, do what you need to do to get by in life. But
that's Preston saying he's definitely buying the next Star Wars game.
But here's what I'll say is that if you are looking for a way to still sort of have your cake and eat it too, there is nothing on this planet that you need to have absolutely day one, can't wait a week or so.
Local game stores, yeah.
Just go get a used copy. Like, it's not that deep. Like, someone is going to buy that game. Someone's going to trade it in because that is what people do. It is just that's just always a thing. I'm just saying, I think genuinely in this day and age, there is so many things that not in every country, in America specifically, it is impossible for you to steal something that can't be owned. And so if I can't own it in any form, it's never going to be mine, and it can't be anybody else's because it's just this ethereal fucking thing that I will pay for a license to access, and then that can get ripped away from me at any fucking time. Then if no one can own it, then no one can steal it. Stop making it shitty and awful for people to own things, and no one will think about this. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we are in a weird time where you don't really
there's a website that Preston and I use when we go to look for newer-ish games that we might want physical copies for. That
let me find the
website
for everybody.
It's a great website, yeah. If you want to toss it up, because they're doing God's work over there. But we have to use this. It stopped me from almost making a purchase that I should not have made, but because so many games now aren't even on the disc.
It's doesitplay.org. You can find out if it is on disc, if it requires what level of patches it requires, as far as hey, the game's on there, but you really need to have the first initial patch for it to run properly, or hey, it's going to be a little buggy, but you can still play it without. Can you play this if you're not connected online, essentially?
Correct. And it's an incredible website, but it helped because when Preston and I went to the Game Together MKE store, which again, shout out to them. They're fucking, if you're talking about supporting local game stores.
Yeah. I watched, they have a stock video every week, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on there for Ghost of Yote. I'm going to keep an eye on there for whatever EA's Next Jedi Star Wars game. Because there's somebody who's going to be out there, they're going to buy the game, play the game, and they're going to return it into the store so they can get credit. And then my ass has got to go up there I will take that, thank you.
Yes. And honestly, all the other, stuff, that is what you should be doing, is going to local game stores and doing it that way. But the Banner Saga I talked about it when we first started this podcast ages ago, but I played through those games. They're incredible. They're awesome. 1 through 3 is just phenomenal. And I wanted to own it physically. And I was like, damn, I found the Switch collection for it that was at that store. And I was like, this is a slam dunk. This is totally what I want. That would be a perfect place to own this. I'll do that. So I went to go grab it. And then I was like, I should just double check and make sure. And the first thing when I pulled it up, it was like, yep, not on cartridge. Nope. If I get the PS4 copy, that's on disc. Mm-hmm. But other than that, there's no other option. And so it was like, well, I'll be putting that right back then, because what the fuck is the point of owning that physically if I'll never be able to actually do it without the internet? So
especially if you're a collector and want to get newer games I don't know if you can consider 360, but Xbox One at least on up. That would be nice to have, so that way you're not paying $15-$20 for a used game copy for it to only not be like usable at all. I mean, you look at Overwatch 1 or something like that, like, okay, I can't play that anymore. You know, Evolve. I got Evolve sitting on my fucking shelf over here. You can't play that at all anymore. But.
Dude, you know what pisses me off about that too is that Evolve was cool. That was such a good idea.
And the thing is, like, PC versions, you can always have someone who runs a private server and you can all have fun with that game together. But with console games, you don't have that kind of situation most of the time. I'm sure there's something out there you can probably connect to somehow, but it
depends. It just somebody has to do the work, like
to do the effort for. Yeah.
I remember I told you guys that I did all of the work that one time to get my PS3 to connect to a private Resistance 1 server that was going, and played an online match of that. That is so few and far between, though. There is very few people that are out there trying to do that work, and honestly, for basically nothing in return other than cool, I get to play this game online with people again.
Okay. Well, who wants to start off with their weeks? That was Preston's comment corner.
Mm-hmm. I
can go.
Yeah, whoever.
You can go, Christian.
Whoever wants to start.
Okay. Speaking of EA, I tried Skate.
We both did, yeah.
It's bad. So
well, I hear the skating itself isn't that bad if you're a Skate fan, but there's plenty of other things about that game that are not great.
Yeah. So this is what it feels like. I genuinely mean this. Preston played a little bit of it, and he said that he could feel a little bit of it too. It feels like EA went and found some of the people that worked on the original Skate and said, make it feel like Skate. And then they did that, and as soon as the bones were there to be like, yep, that's exactly how it feels to play Skate, EA took them out back and shot them, and then let AI just do the rest of it. That's literally how it feels. It is the art direction, the dialogue, all of the just every other aspect other than flicking the controller to do tricks feels like it is the most empty, soulless design I have ever seen in my life. Like it's mind-blowing. It was like you get in and there's like an AI person that's this app that's talking to you and like trying to, be like quippy and make like jokes that were, funny, like, and not even funny, but like jokes that were popping around like 8 years ago or something. And you're just like, all right, well, that's, part of the problem of making, right? Like it's part of the problem of making games. Like GTA 5 had a Lindsay Lohan thing that was like 5 years too late. And it's like, well, it was current when they were making the game, but not so current when it comes out, right? So it's like there's that shit in it. But then like every character that you can make in that game does not look like a human. It looks like AI designed it to be like it honestly, it feels like somebody went and typed a prompt and was like, what is the most like quote unquote like inoffensive art style, and then just hit like enter, and it was like, there you go. Like it's like Sea of Thieves but with none of the expression. Like it's like that kind of like blocky sort of like art style, but none of the like crazy rare fun that comes out in everything else. It's like if somebody went and was like, I'm gonna go into Sea of Thieves and then rip out all of the fun, and then it's like, and then that's just what you're left with, and now you have a skateboard, and you're like, oh, whoa, okay, like that's a choice. And yeah, I hated it. I hated every second of it. I couldn't, and never mind the fact that this game brings back fucking loot boxes for you to be able to unlock cosmetic stuff. And
boring, bland cosmetics. Like I got a white T-shirt. Oh, it's a blue T-shirt. Like,
here's the thing:
skating companies with cool designs. Like, why do you not have cool T-shirts in here? It's all,
dude.
They're gonna put it in later. It's gonna be all paid for. You gotta fucking pay money out the wazoo for it. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
But the problem is that I've played all the other skate games. I'll tell you, I played online all the time with all these people. You want to know what people wanted to look like? They just wanted to look like themselves. That's it. Because when you're playing skate, you're just like, cool, that's it. I just want to make myself. I want to play, or I want to make some freak or whatever. But even then, I still want him to be wearing regular ass clothes. And I mean this, unless they were doing a specific look, like somebody would try to make themselves look like Jesus and then do like a Christ Air or whatever, right? Like that happened randomly that you would see online. But other than that, it was always the same outfit. Everybody would either be wearing a tank top, a regular t-shirt, or a hoodie, and then they would be wearing jeans or cargo shorts, and that's it. That is the limit to what people would do. Any mix of those those 5 things, that's what they were doing. And then everybody would have on their favorite pair of shoes, and then they would go, great, they all look like skate shoes to me because the game's moving fast and I can't even tell what that person's wearing, so it just looks like tennis shoes. Boom, done. That's it. And so you make all this stuff that's like, oh, I've got a t-shirt that says Pickle Rick on it or some dumb shit, but it takes me 9 million fucking currency or whatever to sit there and press on these loot boxes to get some shirt to pop out to be like, oh, great, I got the one I wanted. Like, it's just so stupid. And you can tell that the developers behind the game, if there is even a person left there, they're just like, you can tell that they even know that no one is going to care about this, but they're told you need to do this because in order for us to make skate viable, it has to make money. And it's like, well, it would just make money if you just made a regular skate game and then people could play it and it could be online. And this is the other thing. And Preston complained about it too just as soon as he saw it, but the first thing that happened to me, you boot the game up and you get hit with an online queue to wait to get into the game because it's persistently online. There is no just regular ass single player. And every single skate story that we've played, not only this one, but I'm going to include all the Tony Hawk games too because they're all the same thing. Well, outside of the arcader ones, but like the underground ones and all this other stuff. You start out as a regular skater who just shows up into town who wants to go pro. Period. And that's it. And guess what? That's all it needs to be. That's all anybody wants. It doesn't have to be some crazy ass fucking like, oh, welcome to Shredtopia. Who's doing that? Stop it. Stop it. You've lost it. You don't stop it. No one needs this. It's infuriating. I immediately played it.
So you're saying
waited for Preston to get on.
You don't like Shredtopia. That's a bad idea.
It's bad. Yeah. And so Preston and I played. I was waiting for him to get on. He got on. We couldn't. It took him. He was like getting through the tutorial part, and then after that, it still wouldn't let us join a party together. And so we both just said, "Okay." And
we were there. We were
off.
staring at each other for like a couple minutes, but it's just, what are we going to do at that point? We're going to go try to climb a building and do a cool jump or something like that with this very bland video game.
Everything.
Like, no, I'm good. I'm all right. Luckily it was free to me to try out, so that's good on them. I guess.
I do appreciate that. Yeah, I do appreciate that, but not for me. It's and all the comments on like if you look at the general consensus around the game, it's just like, yeah, all this sucks, but I just really wanted to play skate again, and it's like, you sons of bitches. Like, I mean, serious. Like, you just have all these broken people being like, yeah, this is all really bad. I just really wanted to play skate. It was like,
been waiting for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you can keep waiting, I guess. So
go back and play your old games.
Yeah, well, that's what I would say. But, yeah. So I played that, and then the only other thing that I played on top, I'm still playing Trails, but I added a new little thing that I got through. And it had to do with my spooky games. So people have noticed that I have not gotten Silent Hill 2 just yet. And it's because I was like, well, I've wanted to get to that game and play it. And I've always been interested in the whole series. I just never have gotten to it. Here, hold on.
Are you playing the first one before you go and play 2?
Probably.
That is what I did. Yeah. Yes. So I went back and tried the first one.
He's going to play the series of Silent Hill games.
Of course it is.
And so I was like, well, I looked it up, and the first one's only like 8 hours long. Yeah. And so I was like, cool, that's fine. I'm going to give it a shot. And I got about halfway, and then I stopped. It's very cool. It does a lot of interesting things. I think that definitely for its time, I think that it definitely. I understand why. One, that it ended up getting a sequel, but two, why people were like, yeah, this is just as good as something like a Resident Evil or anything like that. I have discovered that I have found my limit for tank controls.
Oh, yeah.
If your camera is not isometric, I cannot handle tank controls. The amount of times that I was running around in this game, because it's full, like the 3D camera, but it's, behind his back and like doing the whole 3D game thing, but still has tank controls. It is difficult to control.
Yeah.
And there were so many times where I would be running from something and then he would stop and start turning and I was like, you son of a... And I would get so mad and I was like... And so I got about like halfway and I was like, you know what? None of these games are connected, or they're all loosely connected because they're all part of the Silent Hill thing, whatever. And I can't do it. I'm done. I've hit my limit. So hopefully someday maybe it'd be really cool if they remade that first one, because I did like a lot about what was going on. But or maybe I'll go watch I'll finish the rest of it or something somewhere. But yeah, it was a bit much. That being said, I'll be starting the Silent Hill 2 remake tomorrow. So,
Okay, you are. So it was remade on that one.
Yes, that's a
Silent Hill 2 was completely remade. Yes,
like the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Correct.
Or that's 2 or 3.
And I would assume. I assume that's because that's the one with Pyramid Head, and they know that will sell games.
I think they all have him in it.
Does one?
I don't think they're supposed to. No, one does not, I don't believe. Or at least the part that I played up to, Pyramid Head did not show up. Because Pyramid Head is a construction of James specifically into.
Okay.
Now, I think he ends up coming back in other games because Konami was like, he's the mascot, he'll make money. Yeah. But I believe the original sort of idea
first appeared in 2. Yeah, he first appeared in 2.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So to my knowledge, originally the idea behind Silent Hill is whoever is the focus of Silent Hill, that is what happens in Silent Hill. Yeah. It's specific to that person's trauma or whatever. So the first one had nothing to do with that. But I will say, like I said, there was a lot of cool things in it from what I was playing. I definitely was able to appreciate some of the sort of designs and spookiness stuff that they were going for, and it definitely was like trying to distinguish itself from Resident Evil, and I think it does it in a good way. I just was like, I like I said, I got about like halfway through, and I was like I can't do it. It's my limit. So, but yeah, so I'll be starting that tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. And then the game that we're here to talk about. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't play a whole lot either. I did get into my spoopy game. If you want to check us out on twitch.tv/testing room live on Sunday mornings. Started up Soma. Not as spooky as I thought it was going to be. It's got some underwater stuff and stuff like that, but I can kind of take myself out of it. Like, I'm in a video game. I can handle being underwater. But this is mostly like in like little weird like labs or like little like underwater stations. Don't have a full grasp of what's going on here. If I had a guess before I know anything to see if I'm right later on in the future, I'm assuming that these motherfuckers started drilling into the earth for energy and power through the core, and they unearthed something pretty fucked up. So we're gonna find out what that is. I don't know. That's just me guessing. But yes,
but they, but and again, I don't know the story either. Just whatever I'm about to say only comes from watching you. But that like a man died and his consciousness is now in a machine.
Robot. But he doesn't know he's a robot.
But somebody said like, oh, they're all like the robots took over is what.
Are you gonna? Can you talk like the other ones too. That's what someone said at one point. Like, yeah, it's weird because a lot of times you can get like audio logs or like little piece of paper you can read notes on, but sometimes you do this weird like paranormal thing to where like you kind of touch it and does this like weird womp 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 womp, and you get like essentially an audio cue from like the past to kind of hear what was going on for this like thing or for the spot. I'm not sure. It doesn't, because essentially you wake up as a person. Like you start off as a guy. You're going off to the doctor's office. You go to it's like an empty office building, and they end up like hooking you up to this like brain thing, and you end up waking up in this laboratory undersea like type of sea lab type of deal. So, curious to see where it goes. So far I'm not like super duper scared about it. Like sometimes like it's more audio cues as far as like what's scaring me. Like I'll be moving around and hear like, something like that in the background. But there's even one thing that was supposed to be chasing me like a robot, and I'm like, I can kind of handle this. So it's not getting me too scary. So we'll see how much it goes, because I ended last week on me being in the water. So I just got to think of it. This is KOTOR 1, where I'm a non. We're just going down there. They should give me a sonic emitter so I can take down all the little spooky things that come near me. But yeah, we'll see how we do with the Phasmophobia going on with this game, because it looks real good in the water to the point to where you can't see more than 6 feet in front of you or something like that. So we'll see. 'Cause I saw some photos of some underwater aquatic life that may have had some mutations. So we'll see how it goes. We'll still see how that is. But yeah, check me out on Sunday mornings. We'll be playing that. And then I only really played one other game. Well, I don't know. Did I talk about 100%ing Shinobi last time? I think I did.
Yeah.
Okay. And the only other game I've really been playing, just kind of waiting for like another new game to show up, is Hades 2, because I hit 1.0. So I've been playing a couple hours of that, just kind of like, with me in these roguelites, I play them, I enjoy, especially Hades 1, like I really enjoyed it, but it's the whole like rinse and repeat of everything that kind of just, sooner or later I'll probably fall off of it. Now this is doing really well as far as giving me story beats and everything. Every time I'm going back in, like I'm seeing a new character, they're talking to me about this and that. Like it's doing a better job at keeping me in than Hades 1 did. But I mean, this whole thing's like I finished the first boss, great. I die a couple times. I go to the second boss, and I barely make it, and I die. But then I gotta keep going back to that first boss. And if they're taking down the first boss like immediately every single time. So it's this constant grind of like, okay, are you gonna make this any easier for me to take down this first boss, or am I gonna have to like figure out the best way to finish this boss and then do that every single time? So I don't.
Yes.
I don't know. Yes. Is that the answer? Yes?
I think what happens is you just will find yourself getting better at the game
and unlocking.
As you run through it, and pretty
for sure.
Yeah, unlocking helps you. You'll find what you like, but like with Hades 1, you get like you kind of get to the point where you're like, oh, I made it to the first boss so much. This is fine. Like the three sisters, like doesn't matter which of the three sisters they give me, it's gonna be easy. And then the second one, you're like, I make it to the lava snake, and you're like, I've done it so many times, no big deal, right? Like it just comes.
Yeah. So I mean,
who was the first boss?
It's Hecate. It's like you're a master or whatever. To where it's like she's at the end of like the first level or whatever section to like make sure that you can actually continue on beyond her. So you'll fight her every time, as far as the first boss.
Right. Man, I saw a video clip of somebody makes it to the siren, like it's like Persephone and the Sirens or something, and it's like just a group of sirens and they're playing. So Christian, I don't know if you've seen it, but like
I have not seen anything. I'm very excited to play it, but
this bot, like the siren is singing, and behind her is a rock band like playing the
Very
drums.
Cool.
And
awesome.
The guitar,
design on this game
all
is
take
incredible.
damage, and like if you
Insane.
take out the band, it allows the one like the siren take more. It's so good, and they're singing like a legit song like the whole time. It's very good.
Very cool.
Supergiant is man,
Great work.
Ugh.
I'm loving all the character designs and everything they have in there, and the writing is pretty incredible too. So I'm gonna keep going with it every once in a while. Just kind of toss it in the background. Just kind of give it an hour or so. Give it a couple runs. But I'm sure once new games start coming in, I'll probably walk away from it for a little while. But
that used to be my Hades 1 was my travel game.
Oh, there
So
you
like
go.
I had it on
That's a
the
good
I had it on the Switch. So whenever I go on like family vacations or whatever, because it's so easy being a roguelite to just pick up, put down, right? And that was for years. That was my travel game. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I had in that game, but I loved it. It was so fun.
They're
Just
good
to
games, and it
do a couple
feels
runs.
great too. Like, it feels phenomenal with all the upgrades that you can get, all the different changes what they do with like how your dash works or how your main attacks work. It changes it up enough to where like I haven't dropped it yet, so it's a really good game, no matter what. So.
Nice.
But yeah, it's we got that. Dan to Dan finished their season 2. Great season 2. Nice little cliffhanger at the very end. The final battle, which is like 2 or 3 episodes long, is very, very cool. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's a lot of fun. It's very, very epic. And yeah, other than that, that's my week.
I don't know if you guys saw the Demon Slayer movie made $600 million worldwide, but apparently they have this one scene in the Infinity Castle where they wanted it to kind of feel aimless, and it was put together with over 1 million assets. So like it's just like it's almost like if you can think of like an MC Escher drawing where the stairs are going different ways, or like anything almost or Inception where the city bends. Like they're in this castle and it looks just like buildings and stuff just everywhere you look, while one of the characters is like floating aimlessly. And the animation looks nuts.
Very cool.
Looks nuts. They said it took
I
him like
need
a
to
couple.
see it still.
Said it took him a couple of years to make, and it was made with over 1 million assets.
Good God.
Good Lord.
So, my week is quick. I've done nothing. So I played a little bit of played a few games of Rematch. I played maybe an hour or 2 of Trails. Other than that, I played the game we're going to talk about this week, and then spent the rest of my time trying to continue to play the game that we're going to talk about this week.
I could not play the game that we did this week, so if you're curious, feel free to tune in the book club this week.
Yeah. We'll, it's
We'll
just
dive
a little
into it.
thing of trying to get a preserved copy of this game to play is impossible. I had it working, and I wanted to play it on my PC, and Christian gave me a recommendation. None of my recommendations worked on PC. And then in going back to the Steam Deck and trying to make it better, it broke. And now going back to the original way I had it working seems to have also broken. So I don't know.
It's really hard to play a game that's not available on any services or shops or anything like that. Like, yeah.
It actually kind of feels like it feels like I rolled the dice and got a 7, and they're like, "You've won $1 million. Do you want to roll again?" And somebody's like, "You should not.
Yeah, deal
like,
or
you
no
should
deal
take your
shit.
million.
Yeah.
You should take your million and walk away."
Uh-huh.
And like I go, "No, let's try and
Maybe
enhance
more
this a
than-
little bit." And let's enhance it. We'll try a different version, and it all fell to shit. And they're like, "Well, you're never gonna roll that 7 again, so sorry
the
about
problem
it."
is so obviously PS3 emulation is at a point now
Metal
where
Gear
it
Solid
does
4. We
work.
haven't said it yet. I'm sorry, everybody. We're talking about Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, we're talking about Metal Gear Solid 4. So PS3 emulation right now is just at a point where it works, but it is on a game-by-game basis. Well, you can do the thing, but 88% of the games are completely playable through. This is one of the ones that is still marked as yellow, meaning depending on your hardware, depending on the usage, depending on all these other extra factors, as to whether or not you can get it to work. So in Alex's case, he has one of the new Intel Vapor Chamber processors that are for serious gamers only, and it does not jive well with PS3 emulation architecture. And unfortunately for the people who developed this emulator, the Vapor Chamber technology was not around when they were building this emulator, so nothing we can do about that one.
My
To be
PC
fair,
doesn't
I had
work
it-
either, so yeah.
To be fair, I had
No,
it
your
working on
PC
this.
actually does work it. It's that you have poor performance on it and that your processor is rated for a B, but we did fix the crashing issue.
There
cracking.
should. Okay, 2 things. One, my Steam Deck is not on the latest hardware, and it was working, and now it's not. And number 2, there should not be this many qualifiers as far as like, well, to be fair, it is working, but it doesn't. There should. I don't need a list of
No,
qualifiers.
it's marked
on
as a
why
yellow.
it's
It's marked as a
trash.
still. No, there is that many qualifiers because it's still in a work in progress. That's what it's still marked as. But PS3
want,
emulation has went from being not working at all, period, to 88% of that library is playable through the emulator, which is pretty significant.
So I've spent many hours this week. Like, legitimately, because anytime I try and get it installed on the Steam Deck, it takes like 2 to 2.5 hours to do each one. So I've tried many times. I've probably 10 plus hours, much longer than I played the game, to try and get it working and playable again. And like, Christian can play it. We're gonna talk through it. Maybe like we watch him play or we watch or whatever, because this is the next one in the series. But I really I want to experience it.
It's a bummer.
Like, I got it.
It's a bummer.
I did a third of it or a fourth of it. Like, I want to go ahead and finish it. And I've liked all the others enough to where like I want to play this, so I want to get it working. I'm trying. I keep telling myself this is the last time I'm gonna try, but then I find myself trying again. So
Because you want to play the game. You just want to play the fucking game.
Yeah,
It's not available to you.
So tonight I think might be the last time I officially try. But I have it ready to go and try. We're trying to go back to the one way that it worked the first time. Fingers crossed it works this time. So we'll see, but that's all I've done. Honestly, that's it. So, yeah.
Oh, actually, I forgot. I did one other thing. I did the Final Fantasy event for Monster Hunter today.
Oh yeah, fuck you. So
You played through that like half that
you
game
do it
without
all the
Preston
time.
and I. So the last person that needs to be opening their mouth is you. But first of all, it's cool. The fight is very hard. I've tried it. I got like maybe
Robot
10
dude, right?
tries in, and I cleared it twice. It is
with people randos, right?
Yeah.
So I hear, and the funniest thing I saw was this boss is support hunter propaganda. Apparently, the people that take support hunters clear it about 90% of the time. But if you get in there with randos, you clear it, like you just said, like 2 out of 10. And that's what like the joke is, like doing with support hunters. It's almost propaganda of like, hey gamers, you should be using this cool mechanic we do because they're great.
I guess the support hunters kick the ass of the new DLC at Monster.
Dude, you know what?
But with people, it's damn near impossible. So just
whatever
so you know,
fucking gets me there, I guess I'll take it. I really don't care.
I just wanted to let you know that, and it's funny you said
I
that.
I
saw
did
that
get the
post.
clear,
Yeah.
and then so they do a thing. Obviously, Preston, you haven't gotten to this part in your Final Fantasy 14 journey, but Alex and I have. So it's the event quest is the Savage version, so it's the same one, but then says Savage in it. That one, the support hunters might also be great for there, but the damage there is tough.
I saw a video of somebody going, I mean, what do you even do? And literally, like, he got lasered off of his chocobo, and then he was laying on the ground, and he went to get up, and right when he went to get up, after the laser goes, bombs drop in your area, so
Yes.
the bomb hit him and dazed him, and the Palico ran over to save him, and before it could, he took that Kamehameha beam right to the face and just wiped him before he could get up. He's just like, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, the answer there is that you just don't get hit. I saw some people who I was like, I thought first, I had a moment where I was running around, I was doing my thing. I had the Dust of Life, the life powders, I'm throwing them, trying to keep people alive. I ran out of them, and then I'm, all right, that was this, my last heal, we're doing this, and then somebody ends up getting murdered right after that, and I just was like, is this the moment where I take it upon myself and become a hunting horn player? Like, do I have to do this? And then I saw how cool the greatsword looks for this set with the Dark Knight one, and I went, no, it's still not time.
You know what we do, Christian? There's one more step we do before we do that. Because like we've gotten to the point where we have, like, even me, like I've given in, I carry the life powders and the life essence and all these other things, and like I play a support role when we need to. But the next step are the true heroes that bring enough material to quick craft them so you don't run out of the 2 you have. They're just crafting on the fly, and that's what we need to do. We need to take that next leap and like be able to make them in the fight.
One of the ones that I failed on, but it was like at the last second. It was, we had no more feints left, but the skull was up, and I was like, "Oh, are we gonna do this? Like, is it gonna happen?" And this dude was running with a wide range build, so he's just every single time he heals, everybody heals. Like, it's just he's doing it. And there was a dual blades user who was, so it was really funny. So Omega jumps up and like will leap sometimes from like place to place. Well, for dual blade users, if they get the right attack to hit before a monster might try to leave, your character model will still follow them through this little super move so that you can do like the spin, right? So the dual blade user had hit Omega, but he was about to start leaping, so he leaps. So the dual blade user is in the air, nothing he can do. He is headed towards Omega and nothing, and Omega turns around and then shoots the fucking beam and kills him in the air. And that was it. That was our wipe. And it was just like, man, there's nothing you could have done. I mean, you are stuck in the air. You can't get out of that. You're going to get hit. And from the guy who was sitting there chugging potions trying to keep everybody alive, it's like, you got nothing, man. There's nothing you can do.
I'm hoping I can run it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now that we're talking, I actually did one other thing. I also played my spooky game this past week for the guys. Sadly, part of it I was on mute because my headphones.
So upset. Like I'm like, oh, he's playing this. Like, well, why are we watching him play this on mute? Like, I'll watch it because I want to be there for the homie. Like, he's gonna be on mute. It's gonna ruin all the fun of it. I'm like, fine. Travis jumps in and he's like, yeah, he's muted. He's not even letting us have fun with him. Alex is like, I've been talking this whole fucking time. It's been like 45 minutes.
I had been talking the whole time, and like, you guys missed the best part, which was, again, I don't know anything about these games. I mean, I know what I know about the series, but I don't know anything about the games. And I walk in this room. I've run past zombies. I've encountered a couple, but it's been pretty action-y to this point. I'm running past things, and I walk in a room, and I'm talking to him the whole time. I see the safe, and then there's like a big shelving unit in the middle of the room, and then you can't see behind the shelving unit, but I can hear a zombie. Right. So like I'm talking to you guys. I'm like, oh, I hear this bitch somewhere in here. Like, you just stay over there. I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna check the safe out. I'm like looking at the safe, and I'm talking to Christian. I'm like, hey, do I need to come back later? Like, will I get this? And I'm like, okay, F me. But then like one of you guys said something, or Christian, he texted just like LOL or something. So I was like, okay, he can't talk, but he can hear me because like you just so happen to text. So I'm like, all right, let's go deal with the zombie. So I walk around the corner and it comes at me and I'm like, pop, 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 killed it. And I'm like, that's right. And I'm still shooting and like its head disappears. Like there's a hole in it. And I'm like, how many bullets do you have to put in it? And it drops to the ground. And we're like, cool. So then I'm still talking to these guys. Like, you know, how many bullets do I have to shoot? Like why doesn't one kill it? Whatever. Minding my own business, walk forward. And this MFer grabs me from the ground. I thought it was dead. And Allie said she heard me scream from downstairs. And I just threw my controller down, like paused it as soon as I like officially killed it and stood up. And I'm pacing around my office just like, ooh, I effing hate you guys. Like, this is the worst. Just like talking and breathing. And it took me about a minute or so to get back in the saddle to play this game. And yeah, all of that was on mute. It was very, very frustrating.
We could tell that you got upset by it because we see you pausing and I was like, oh, he definitely got scared. Needs to take a break for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, I'll keep going on that one. I had a couple of spoopy jump scares in that playthrough, and some Spideys, didn't like those. I'm not sure how far I am in the game. I tried to look up. Yeah, I tried to look up bosses without giving me too many spoilers, so there's really not that many boss fights, but like the spider area thing was considered one out of like the 5, so I don't think I'm that far. Or I think I'm pretty far into it. Like,
you're still in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem that long, so we'll keep going. Maybe we'll play a little bit tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes.
I'll be around.
So yeah, but that was my week. Okay. Thanks. I hate it. So, all right. Well, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to check in later this week as we do dive into Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. 2 of us played it. 1 of us watched it. All of us had a hell of a time.
Trying to get a game to play.
Yeah, try to even get there. But we have a lot to talk about. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will catch you later. With that, Preston, you know what to do.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.